Yeah, as a Protestant, I'm going to side with the Pope over Trump. So, Trump is this bastard of a man. So, here's this. We should not like the Pope because he is. Let me check notes. Oh, yeah, anti war, and that's woke, apparently. Even though that was the right wing position prior to Donald Trump's presidency, let alone his campaign for Donald Trump's presidency. So, Trump has brought us to war with Venezuela and with Iran. And people are not looking on the news, but that's because everyone overlooks Africa. Like 99% of you are unaware that we have soldiers in Nigeria right now, because you're idiots. Look on the news. We also are at war with, and to be fair, they are a bunch of ISIS terrorists, so I guess I'm not against that one. We're just bombing them in a plane. But we are at a big war, boots on the ground style, with various Shia militias across the Middle East and Iran. And even though I hate the Iranian government, I hate their government because they bomb civilians in every country around Iran, let alone their own civilians in their own country. But we are basically okay, what's the saying? Every accusation is a confession. Yeah, Trump bombed a school, killing 135 girls and probably other civilians. Yeah, so no, don't like Trump. Trump is a pedophile. Just look into the Epstein files. Trump is a disgusting man who basically worships Baal. And he's not a Christian. I can tell you for a fact he's not, because look what he did recently. Yesterday, he depicted himself as Christ. Why? Because he doesn't like the Pope. In reaction to the Pope, he made an AI artistic of himself. And you know what a Muslim in Iran did? He actually respected the office of papacy. Because Muslims, they don't like Christianity, but they're not stupid. They know that Jesus appointed Peter. Peter became the Bishop of Rome. They know this. Now, Protestant position here, I don't think the office of papacy exists ontologically. I don't think Peter set up a papacy in Rome that has universal jurisdiction of all Christianity. I think the person of Peter has universal jurisdiction of all Christianity, but not the office of Peter, which would be the papacy. I think that's a Roman accretion, which is why I'm Protestant. But that still means I believe in jurisdiction. The Pope had jurisdiction in Western Europe, and 4 other patriarchs had administration elsewhere amongst Christendom. This Pope is pro-life, pro-anti-war, which is true pro-life, because currently our pro-life just says, hey, don't have abortions so they can become soldiers. I think there's a real pro-life, and I think there's a fictitious pro-life, which I'll go into later. Our government is ran by pedophiles who are given Jew money to invade other countries. Oh yeah. And when I mean Jew, I mean Talmudical. A Christian with Hebrew ancestry doesn't count. I'm not going to be anti-Semitic. I mean, partially will be, but towards religion, not ethnicity. But Talmudical Jews have infiltrated our government and made our politicians pedophiles going to war so the Jews can give them more money to go to war and more children so that they can fuck. They have to pleasure themselves because they are horny bastards. Our government is ran by pedophiles. Trump, he is not pro-life. He's always been neutral. He's not pro homosexuality or anti-homosexuality. He's also neutral. When it comes to sins, his neutrality is enablement. He is not a Christian, and he is a degenerate. He insulted the Pope, and even I'm not a papist. That doesn't mean I think office bad, because there's still a bishop in Rome. It shouldn't be papal infallibility or papal universal authority. I don't believe in Papa Didactos, which is basically papal universality. And I don't believe in papal infallibility, so I don't care for the Vatican councils. But the current Pope is still a league better than Trump, and I voted for him. I just regret it. Man's a murderer and a pedo. Anyone who's still pro-Trump, read the files. I had a cursory glimpse of 5 or 6 pages which talks about Trump, and I've concluded no. And mind you, there's over 1,000 pages in the Epstein files. I will have sided with the Pope over Trump. And I'm a Protestant. I'm a Protestant. I'm not Catholic. I'm not a Romanist. They think I'm a schismatic heretic. Most of the rest don't because Vatican II, but I mean, those who are pre-Vatican think I'm a heretic. And despite this, I still think the Pope is holy, in a sense. When adhering to the doctrines of Christianity, the Pope is holy. When deviating, the Pope is not. The current Pope, he's not going to war. He's actually explaining what Christianity believes. Peace. Who lives by the sword dies by the sword. And we Christians suck at adhering to that. We Christians suck at being peaceful. If we truly live like Christ, we'd be globalists, because there would be the kingdom of heaven here on earth. It would not be multi-nations battling and warring. It would be stateless missionaries doing charities. Christianity basically would be Mr. Beast without the challenges. Just the kindness. But no, we have politics. Trump's a vindication as to why the church fathers were stateless. If they wanted to, they could have been rebellious masses. If they wanted to, they could have taken the Roman Empire by force. They got Rome because of Constantine, God bless them, but they should not have went into politics, because inevitably political Christianity leads to Trump, it seems. I do think Christianity should still influence the laws of the government. I don't think the government should tell Christianity what to do, but I don't think any denomination should tell the government what to do. Mere Christianity as an influence, not a dominant force. Not led by a leader who claims to be Christian and does the exact opposite. What is it Christ said? Do not harm the little ones. There's literally a video of Trump forcing girls to dance in front of him. When the Epstein files released and you look into the archives, you can see this one video where Trump's just having little slave girls dance in front of him. It's disgusting, and I hated it with all my heart. Trump is a pedo. He is a degenerate. He is evil. He's a war hawk. He claims to want peace, and yet he is literally bringing us into war in the Middle East. I remember last year being pro-Trump because he's going to fix the economy and be pro-peace. And if he even wanted to join the military last year, he was like, oh, peace? So I could be in the military for doing nothing but 4 years of pay. Oh no, wait, if I actually did join the military last year, I'd be employed and I probably would be a corpse in the Middle East. Because Israel's at war with basically everyone around them. Well, half of everyone. And, we're the goyim who will die for Israel, right? We're just a bunch of goys. So that goy presidents can have sex slaves, while goy civilians can die. Because Epstein said so. Because money. Right? We get oil, we get, well, we don't get it because we're not evil people, but the evil people, the politicians, get it. Bunch of pedophiles, and all they have to do is bomb schools full of children in Iran because Baal, their god, says so. They worship Moloch. Also, the abortion clinics were largely founded by Jewish doctors. And also a white supremacist woman who was a Gentile, mind you, the founder of abortion, Planned Parenthood was a Gentile, but there was definitely a bunch of Jews in it, so they can abort a bunch of babies. Some say it was because of white supremacism to abort black babies in particular. I'm not really sure about that because I haven't looked into that, but abortion, regardless, is wrong. And here's real pro-life. Pro-life is keep everyone, child and adult, alive, and if someone is a murderer, well, the murderer shall be slayed. kill one murderer and you save 10 lives that he would have murdered. This is what I'm going to say. Now, people are like, what about rape in Deuteronomy 24:25? Doesn't it say you could seize women? And it misunderstands that 24, it says if a man chazaks a screaming woman, chazak means rape, he should be killed. And 25, a man seizes a woman, no, there's no screaming, they should get married. That's not rape, because tafas, instead of shazak, means seize in a consensual sense, such as it's no longer their family, but your family. Does that make sense? Because this is a collectivistic culture where property is parental as well. Trump is not doing any tafasing, he's a chazaking. He's chazaking children because he's a pedo. And pro-life should be that we sanctify all life, protected child and adult, which means no war. It also means we should not be pro-life, because this is something I will blame Republicans for. Republicans don't want abortion so they can have children join the military. Because if you have abortion, who are the army recruits going to recruit? Who are they going to tax? They're not pro-life because they actually care about life. If they did, they'd build more orphanages or adopt more orphans. And that's why I'm not a Republican. I'm also not a Democrat because I'm not gay or an abortionist. But I'm also not a Republican because I don't like Trump. I voted for him, but to the greatest regret on the planet. That man's evil. He is a degenerate, and if you don't renounce him, you are a brain-dead AI. And you're probably not really pro-life, you just want children to pay taxes and die in the military for Israel. That's not pro-life. That's pro making us soldiers for Israel. Because it may not be the draft, but it's either our tax dollars or our flesh for Israel. We're not free. We are slaves to the Yahudim. Specifically Talmudic Yahudim. I'm making a distinction between Jew and Hebrew. Hebrew is an ethnicity, Jew is a religion. A Gentile who follows Judaism is evil. A Jew who is Hebrew, a Hebrew who follows Christianity, that's fine. Hitlerites who hate Jews can, in a racial sense, can go fuck themselves. But Jews run Trump in a religious sense. And Jews, in a religious sense, can go fuck themselves.